we haven't looked into Modern Warrior in a while, so like let's take a look at the Modern Warrior. Let's take a look. Now, last time we talked about Modern Warrior, I talked about how he was just constantly calling white people colonizers, which is racist for many reasons. One of which is we're not the only people who colonize. Two, you can't boil down any race. If boiling down any race to the worst of their race is racist. Right? If you did it to any other group, we would be having a meltdown, but, whatever. But I was like, maybe as long as he's drawing attention to Native issues. But at this point, I'm pretty sure he's just reveling in the positive attention from ignorant people and children. I talk about this a lot, how there was a time when I was on TikTok before I was banned where I was unintentionally pandering to the mentality of young, edgy children. And Modern Warrior is an example of doing just that, but in the progressive sense. A bunch of edgy, entitled, progressive children, regardless of the color of their skin, that just love the idea of hating white people for no reason. And it's addicting to get the positive attention. So you don't actually make good points. You just say dumb shit. So let's watch it. Because we've hit a point now where Modern Warrior keeps going, hey colonizer, hey colonizer, hey colonizer, hey colonizer. And now people are over it. It went from insulting to people reclaiming the word. How fucking funny is that? Because we often hear narratives of particular groups, marginalized groups, reclaiming their words, which makes perfect sense. Reclaiming it, saying it for yourself, and then using it and telling people not to. But now you got white people doing the same thing. You're going to call them colonizers. Now they're just proud of it. And then you're like, you can't do that. It's like, well, that's the logical course. Either people are going to get offended or they're going to make fun of you. So now they're just memeing it. Yeah.
Hello, beautiful people. This is a call to action. I need you to email the community manager at TikTok.
I don't care. I got banned too. Nobody cares. What is this?
Some colonizers. Or do you just like playing the racist tail whenever it comes to conservatives?
Hey, colonizer. You see how he did it? It's not really offensive anymore. It's just a meme. People now, a lot of conservatives now like to say dumb shit just so that they can get on Modern Warrior's page because it's a meme. He's a joke now. That's what he's become. And the reality is if you're really trying to advocate for issues in any marginalized community, being hateful towards white people is just not going to get you the actual positive attention to change in any community. Nobody's going to care. Everybody's going to tune out. It's a joke now. This is a meme.
Yeah. I just don't like racists.
Well, I probably shouldn't like yourself. Okay.
Well, what you looky here, boys and girls, it's the Sore Loser Club.
See, look at that. Now that makes me uncomfortable because I think that's a kind of a dumb take. I think that everybody historically has done shitty things. All people's ancestors have done terrible things. Over and over again. Everybody. You're not exempt from it, regardless of what group you belong to. Everybody's done shitty things. Unfortunately, in the past, we validated people really by winners and losers, and now it's much more complicated than that, and it's a much better thing. We have a much more empathetic society, but back in the day, you were a winner or you were a loser, unfortunately, and those things are definitely subjective. It was all about raw, brute strength and killing each other and numbers. There was no real intelligence associated with it. Now we have a robust society with a robust welfare system, and I think that we're on the right path. But I don't like that. Oh, we're winners because we didn't do anything. Did he say we're winners? I don't even know what he said. I can't remember. My short term is just fucking shit. But for you to claim that oh, we're colonizers, we won. I know that it's a joke and it's reactionary to them. Well, not to them, to Modern Warrior being racist. But what you should acknowledge is that you didn't colonize anything, you fucking loser. We didn't do anything. You can't call it racist to be called a colonizer because we can't be boiled down to the worst of our history and then claim that you actually did colonize. Because if you're gonna say that, you know what, you're calling me a winner, I'm a colonizer, then you have to personally acknowledge that you're responsible for the colonization. I'm not a colonizer. I'm a person that happened to be born white. That's it. Now, there are obviously complex racial issues. We're not going to get into that in this video, and I do understand that. But at the end of the day, I am not personally responsible for those issues. America is responsible, right? We should be talking about some form of reparations in some capacity, but that doesn't make individually white people responsible. It makes America responsible. And the way that it works in America is that the people with more money are held more responsible because they have more money. And you use taxpayer money to implement some kind of reparations.
Whenever I hear somebody call me a colonizer, I just think, oh, my great-granddaddy must have kicked your great-granddaddy's ass so hard that even generations later, you're still butthurt.
Hey, colonizer.
Yeah, see, that's like such an asshole take. Because there is like a passing down of historical oppression, like frustrations that that equality has led to even further inequality nowadays, So, that's why it's like you should never respond to racism with racism because it just makes you more racist.
Colonizer. So you're telling me and the world that you are proud of the fact that your great-grandfather participated in the genocide of indigenous people.
Not for nothing, but you're kind of asking him to have that like really irresponsible. They're both being racist. You're quite literally asking him to respond and in that way. When you are racist, it's going to invoke more racism. Racism just spreads. Hey, you're a colonizer. You're the worst of your people. Oh, okay, well then you know what? I'm going to be proud of it if you're going to call me that. And then everybody just starts to fight with each other instead of coming up with solutions. You are partially responsible for the rhetoric that's being pushed around, specifically when they respond to the "Hey colonizer" meme, because he created that meme. So all racism that is an extension of like the "Hey colonizer" TikTok meme is his fault. And there has to be like a level of acknowledgement there.
Okay.
You are not historically unique or oppressed. You're just the team that lost.
How many times do I have to say,
It's so hot.
equating the genocide of indigenous peoples of these hemispheres to that of a football game is dehumanizing and insulting to your own intelligence?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm sure it sucks. I wouldn't want my culture to lose either. But you can't claim victimhood when y'all were killing, cannibalizing, and enslaving each other for generations before we showed up.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry that the indigenous peoples sailed across the Atlantic Ocean, landed in Europe, mass murdered everyone on a systemic and grand scale, forced your children into schools,
Sure.
beat their
We did some
language,
pretty terrible
religion,
things.
and culture out of them, and forced you all to live in a society you did not want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we did that.
Now they acknowledge. Now listen, let's be honest here, because this is very complicated. We like to boil this down to yes or no's. It's horrible what we did in the past, but Western culture, which is the colonizer culture, although there are other colonizers, of course, we're the only culture in the world trying to do better. We're the only ones acknowledging that we did bad. Like if you really think about it, we're the only ones. In every other, in like all other non-Western countries, you get beaten and suppressed for speaking your mind. Now that doesn't make it okay, but we live in like the freest society of Western civilization, where it is absolutely not only legal but encouraged to speak your mind. And I'm not saying that justifies it, but what I'm saying is like this idea that there's never any context that like America's trying. We are trying. We're trying to do better. We're trying to do better to what we did in the past. We should be talking about it more. But like, it's still the best civilization. We're the least oppressive. You can pretend that's not true, but if you move to any other country, they beat the gay, trans people, and even women for not listening. And so, like, it has to be acknowledged. It's not a justifier for our poor history, but it's just an acknowledgement that, like, as Americans and as everybody in Western culture, we're trying to do better. And like everybody's like, "Oh, you're just." I'm not justifying it. We should be talking more about the horrible things that we did in the past, but we should at least acknowledge that this country is trying. And in other countries, there would be no acknowledgement of trying because you would just get killed for speaking out. Like every other country, they have like incredibly oppressive medias and government entities, and we do too. We have an oppressive government as well, but not nearly to the same degree. And it's just something that we kind of have to acknowledge.
That's what you sound like. But hey, you guys had the Spanish Inquisition, y'all had the Crusades and marched millions of people to their death, but who cares, right?
All of your content is about how much you hate white people. I get it. That's your whole personality.
Yeah.
But try and get a hobby.
My content is primarily focused on addressing white supremacy and white men who think they know more about my people's history than I do.
Well, that's the thing. It's not. That's what you pretend it is. But your content is more about just calling people colonizers and like invoking racism. and propagating racism. And that doesn't excuse the racism of the other person here. But they're both being racist. Reactionarily racist. Like, honestly, my best advice... This is the worst problem. Is like, he's saying colonizer, this, that, and the other thing. The best advice you could give somebody is to not engage with somebody like this. And what that means is that you're not going to engage with the positive message. So you have ignorantly minded people who may have racist undertones like this guy over here. He may actually be a racist. Now feeling justified and being reactionarily racist to Modern Warrior. But reasonably minded people like myself and everybody in my chat and people who watch, we're going to go, okay, well, I'm not going to engage in the racist conversation because I'm not racist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disengage from the conversation. And now nobody's actually really talking about what's happening. Because whether you want to hear this or not, I am more reflective of society than any of these other people. I'm not like a representative. I'm just saying I'm a normal fucking person. I have better things to do most of the time than sit there every day and go through Modern Warrior's page. Now, I'm obviously doing it now because I'm going to make a video out of it. But I'm not going to engage in this conversation. I would welcome another Native individual to come on the stream and just educate myself and my audience about Native issues and like ask questions, but like it can't be this guy. I reached out to him and I asked him if he wanted to, and he never read the message. And it's like, okay, are you really interested in what you would consider like the difficult fight? This says, dance if you're a descendant of ruthless colonizers. I can't play the song, obviously, and then they start dancing. It's just so stupid. It's dumb. I know it's ignorant and racist, but it's like it's just so dumb. It makes me giggle, and I'm sorry. This is what happened. Now people don't care if you call them colonizers. They just make a joke out of you. And then every single time you come on with a serious face and you try to fucking lecture people, it's lost. We're laughing at you now.
Hey, colonizer. Dance if you're looking for clout.
Are you going to start dancing?
If there's no other way for you to gain any attention, followers, likes, views, other than being a racist.
There's not a mirror big enough to show Modern Warrior. This is quite literally him talking to himself. This is the most ironic video out of any of the videos he's ever made. It is incredible. It's palpable. I'm salivating from the irony. Quite literally, that's what you're doing on TikTok. You're looking for attention and you're being racist. Oh my god. And he's so smug.
It's really sad too because you're in your own comment section liking posts that are just so terrible.
Are they? Let's see what they're liking. If I could find it, let's see what they're liking. It might have gotten removed because of like a mass report. It's entirely possible. He posted this 4 days ago. So let's see. I'm gonna assume that they removed it. Yeah, I'm gonna think that they removed it. Because, or they got it pulled down for fucking, you know, racism or whatever other nonsense on this platform. Yeah, okay.
And you know exactly what you're doing.
True,
That's the sad
you do.
thing.
That is the sad thing.
You chose ignorance. And that's too sad.
Bro, he's talking to himself.
As a descendant of survivors,
Oh my
I wish
lord.
you a good day.
Listen, my man, you are just speaking to yourself.
Is there no way we can get rid of him?
Not without cause, Michael.
Hello, beautiful people.
I think we've gotten-
My favorite Aunt Karen needs your support. Very quickly, though, here's some more insight on what's going on.
Did you guys hear that Aunt Karen was threatened for her life? So if you don't know...
I mean, listen. I'm not a particular fan of Aunt Karen, so I'm just not going to educate myself on the situation because, if honestly, it's probably overreacting like most of these people in this sphere do. You know, I'm almost happy I'm banned. Actually, I am happy I'm banned for other reasons. I think my content has really aligned itself afterwards. But like, it's nice that they're starting to crack down on like this type of behavior. Let's be honest. Like, my past TikTok content was like worthless race baiting bullshit garbage. And I said it earlier before. I got like sucked into like, I guess, the vacuum where I was like, oh, I'm gonna pander to edgy 13-year-old boys who agree with me. Dumb, right? I got sucked into it. And the only way for me to break the curse was to get banned. Because you know what? We shouldn't be like being like race baiting. And like we're slowly killing it. You know? Slowly this is gonna disappear as well. It's more socially palatable. So it's gonna take a while longer. But you know what? If I get banned for all these guys to get suppressed when it comes to their racism, maybe that's okay. So
You have a big cry, you racist piece of shit. Fucking people can't have fun. People can't joke around.
what is he talking about? Oh, his account got
Can't fucking
removed.
wear costume. Why? Because they're disgracing your fucking ancestors? You're a disgrace to your fucking ancestors. Look at the way you fucking talk. Look at the way you fucking present yourself. Look at the fucking racism that spews out of your filthy fucking trap.
You know, honestly, this is like the least racist response that Modern Warrior's ever gotten. Other than I'm assuming he's defending people wearing Native American outfits. I just don't care. I mean, I'm probably shouldn't do this. Probably disrespectful, you know. Hey, also, don't wear Viking outfits. That's disrespectful to my people. I think. I don't really know my history of Germany. I don't give a fuck. Honestly, though, wear as much American garb as you want. Like, wear old English outfits and like make a meme out of it. Because like I honestly, as like an American, I want you guys to dress up like my founding fathers. You know. Because that, to me, that's more of like of homage, but elite barbarian culture. that's a Clash Royale joke, guys. No, just you know. But I understand where he's coming from because in this context, you know, people have historically in America used like Native Americans as like the enemy, as well as like mocked the culture. You know, it's similar to, you could probably like equate it to like blackface, honestly. Like the fucking Chiefs or whatever bullshit sports teams that they have that are like Native Americans.
You're a piece of shit. Your ancestors are rolling in their fucking graves, you cunt.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Hey, colonizer. Do you feel better now?
Probably he does.
Do you
Well,
feel like a man?
maybe, probably, I guess.
You know, my ancestors are proud. Because I'm dismantling everything that upholds you.
You're not really dismantling anything. Like, that's a very self, like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, look at me, you're not really doing anything positive. You're just kind of, like, upholding it, actually. You're just, you're inviting more racism. I don't know. You got a very big head to think that you have that much of, like, an impact. You know? It's crazy. I don't think I have. I've never thought I had a massive impact. Even when I had, like, 2.5 million followers and I was verified on TikTok, I was never like, oh, look at me. Very important. You know what I mean? Come on.
And
Like, he's a meme now. Hey, listen, I'd love to be a meme. Papa Gut meme. Boop, 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 boop. But, like, this idea that he has this, like, worldwide reach is insane. He's a meme.
verifies you. And you can't present anything to take away what I've built. So have a good day,
What have you built?
colonizer.
It's not even, like, impactful anymore. I think we've done when I talk shit about white men. Why don't you just put the I in there? That's not how you spell that. Oh, okay. I guess he likes Bernie Sanders. That's fine. But yeah, I think that we're just about at the end here.
Hey,
What the fuck was that?
colonizer. Who told you I was taking a break? Be
Nobody cares. Wait, what? I don't understand what just happened there. The video's probably gone. We can't even look for context. All right, I think that we're running dry on this. This is getting
all clear.
We're just getting a little boring now.